United States submarine base at Key West, Florida. A dispatch that quoted President Truman's press secretary, Charles Ross, as saying that President Truman has no knowledge of any secret project by this government that would give substance to the existence of such objects. Ross also said that both the Air Force and the Navy deny that such objects exist.
I think you will.
I don't think I will. Hey, what's up? My name's Noelle, and I actually saw this quote online. I think it's from a TV show, and it said, "How can you not believe in witches? If there are no witches, then who makes all the kombucha?"
What?
I know. Isn't that
What
silly?
show is this? Queer Eye.
No. Close though. The Broad City.
I've been rewatching Wife Swap.
God, you love trash TV. Also, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Chelsea. I am the wife who finds out it is greener on the other side.
Baby, it always is, dude. There's a lot of things in life where the grass is not greener on the other side. But I'm telling you, in a relationship, if you even have the thought, baby, it is. It is.
I don't want my partner to hear. It's like the worst thing for someone to hear. I'm still strictly talking about Wife Swap. Some of these women are so. I've only seen one woman where I would want her life, and that's because like her gay best friend named Princess lived with her and was her live-in nanny, and her husband just left him alone. They
I love
would
that.
put the kid to sleep at night, and then they would go party, and everybody was fucking happy. But some of these women and the lives that they lead are so fucking miserable. And I read one. Their son fucking killed the mom and his little brother and then tried to kill himself. Now he's in prison for 30 years.
Oh my God. Only 30? He should be away for life.
Well, it was like some crazed religious family, right? The sons weren't allowed to date. They could only play bluegrass music, which I will say.
Oh, I would also fucking family annihilator.
Bluegrass is good, man. But this mom who like goes over there was like, I want the boys to like go on a date. And the dad was like, absolutely not. The oldest son started crying. He was like, I don't want to go against my morals. And she's like, it doesn't have to be like courting. She's like, you can go out on non-romantic dates, like call it whatever you want. And so he insisted that she and his father go on this date as like chaperones with this girl.
Oh my God.
And then he was like, no, she didn't call me back. It was like, no shit. And
yeah, no fucking shit.
But it was like the middle child shot his mom. And it was weird because I watched that Wife Swap on purpose. I'm like, you're dead now.
Oh God. Yeah, that'll do it.
It's these women are like, I can't wait to bring religion to another family, and then they go and they're like, I just want to go home because they are like
they're brainwashed.
Yeah, they're like,
scared.
they put this little boy in sports and I don't believe in competitiveness. So in these cases, they think the grass is greener on their own lawn, and then they get murdered by their teenage son.
The classic analogy.
Classic. You know how it is.
Yeah,
you know how it is.
You know. I watched an episode of, I think it's called like Marrying Into the Millions or something like that.
Marrying Millions.
Marrying Millions. Yeah. Have you seen it? She moves to Vegas to be with the dude, and then he gives her like an ultimatum out of nowhere. He's like, you have 2 weeks to move out and get a job now. And then she does, and he's a cunt the whole time. And then she's like, you know what? Actually, fuck you. I don't give a shit about your money, dude. You're an asshole. What
and
you
then
did to me.
Surprised Pikachu face.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah. He was like,
You
what?
left me?
I can't believe someone left me. And it's like, yeah, bro, you're a fucking cunt. And then she's all fucking her hot personal trainer or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. And she's like, I don't care about money. I just wanted like a cool dude, not this fucking asshole. And I was like, fuck yeah. Get your shit, girl.
Love to see it. I love the classic oop where someone's like bluff gets called and then they end up miserable and sad. I'm waiting. I know we talked about like punishing the women who have wronged us in our life by just being disappointed, but I do love to wait in the wings to happen.
Yeah. We can only be so lucky.
I'm very
Oh,
patient. I'm not
before
patient at all.
yeah, I'm not patient. Before we get into it, let's say all the things before I forget, which is inevitable. Um, Follow us on everything. Go to Hell Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, and in the bio of any of those things, even in the bio on Facebook, you'll find a link tree that can send you to our merch page where you can get a super fucking cool beer mugs that you can put water or wine into. You can get the Be Not Afraid biblically accurate angel in death metal font, or you can get the Diana ripoff cult member
Very cute things.
design. Very
I
cute
can't get the
stuff.
Krampus right now. So, they think that they want to make sure that
It's not copyrighted.
yeah, which I
Yeah.
did the design, so I just have to like tell them that. The little Krampus thing was like free PNG art, but everything else I did. So I think they just thought it was too fucking dope. Which
Yeah,
is weird because we straight up ripped off the Harvard logo and no, they didn't say a damn thing.
Parody law. That's the thing we changed.
But I made my own art and that's what got fucking flagged. That's what's weird. The Krampus was like homegrown creation.
If you would have
That's the only one that
put
got taken
a
down.
giant dick on Krampus, they would have been like, parody, it's fine. Parody law, they're fine. But you didn't. That's why it got flagged.
I don't even know, man. It's
So
like
that's
it's weird. That was a weird one, but I was like, whatever. I'll put it back up.
so check all the other designs out besides the holiday design because Chelsea's getting us sued by Krampus Incorporated. Also in that link tree, you'll find a direct link to Kelly Holloran or Wildwood Owl, our dearest friends Etsy page where you can get stickers or the enamel pin or the sticker pack. You'll also find links to our private Discord server, our Facebook group, and our Patreon, which you can support for just a single $1 a month. And you'll get bonus episodes that are very unedited, uncut, and uncensored. So please don't share it with your friends because that's embarrassing.
It is. Please don't talk to me in public about what you hear on Patreon. It makes me uncomfortable. Except I will say, shout out to Scott, who went to 6th grade with me and on our Discord channel verified my story. He's like, fucking happened. And the ringleader, he said that she's been living a very miserable life. So I might reach out and make sure she's okay.
Oh, yeah, you don't fucking say. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Chelsea told a real-life Salem witch trial story that happened to her in elementary school. Literal hysteria. It was incredible. It's on Patreon. Again, that is classified information.
Classified.
When you sign up for Patreon,
for a whole $1.
yeah, when you sign up for Patreon, you're also signing an NDA. I don't know if you guys realize that, but that's also what you're doing. So keep it fucking cool, okay? No fucking narcs, you weirdos.
Yeah, please don't narc because there's no filter there.
No, there's none. I've already had to. For those who may have realized, I've already had to archive some episodes because I was like, whoa.
We've had to take a few down even because we went too hard. So
we went too hard. But for the real ones who are there at midnight when that shit gets uploaded, they're in the trenches with us, dog. So
Yep.
Anyway, that's all that. That's the news. Follow us. Do cool things. We might be potentially soon-ish, within the next 6 months, I'll say, probably sooner, doing a collab with another local podcast, so check out for that. We'll say nothing more, because we have nothing more, but it'll happen.
Yeah, literally all of it.
It's going to be cool, though, and we're going to get probably a little political, so also fair warning.
Just a little bit.
Tiny bit.
All right. We're going on a journey.
Can't wait.
Back to December 12th, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
A 60-year-old former Marine, happy Veterans Day, sir, and his wife were driving in Ohio near a town called Carmel. As they were driving, they noticed an odd obelisk-shaped thing on the hill, And
Hey, what's an obelisk, real quick for me? I can't.
okay, first of
picture
all,
it.
how fucking dare you? Because we did an entire episode about space obelisks on Mars.
I know, but like
It's
sometimes
like a long tower, skinny thing.
I feel like there are better words for that. You were calling it something else. I feel.
An obelisk, an oblong rectangle.
I remember the Mars episode, but you were referring to them as pillars, so now
Okay,
I'm
like
confused.
a long pillar,
Thank you.
like thing, and it was standing at what they estimated to be 7 feet tall. It was gray, very slender, and at first they thought it was just simply like a stripped down tree trunk. Now the couple quickly determined that this tree trunk was really more of an it as soon as its knees bent backwards and it started to walk bipedally along the countryside.
Its knees bent backwards, like it hyperextended its ACL.
Yeah, it bent backwards but
Damn.
walked. Yeah,
Okay.
Fucking creepy, right? And the Highland County Press did kind of a furfunzy story on the man and his wife because it was like one of those weird encounters in the woods, like, oh, does Bigfoot have a skinny, tall girlfriend kind of like thing? And it was being dismissed for a while, but somebody from MUFON, which is the Mutual UFO Network, got involved and really gave the couple the time of day. Specifically after hearing their description of the creature is having long muscular legs, no hands, no face, and knees fitted backwards. MUFON interviewed the former Marine and gathered the following notes. And this is a quote from the Marine. We recently bought a place in the Fort Hill area in southeast Highland County. We first noticed about 30 days of living here that we suddenly had a perfect circle that stays fresh green no matter what the weather in our front yard. On Friday night, the 12th, we were driving home. After turning on Carmel Road, which leads to our road, we went around the curve by the Carmel Church and then up a small incline, and approximately 10 feet over the incline and in front of our truck, an alien ran across and into the woods. The Marine's wife had her husband draw this rendition of the creature for MUFON, and it's something that still floats around the internet to this day. And there is this very cute little drawing.
That drawing, that drawing to me, it gives off very Critch on Leprechaun. I don't know if you remember the 2006 video.
But way more simple. I don't even know what it looks like.
It literally looks like that.
It looks like a chicken foot that's had one toe cut off.
It is the worst drawing
It's not good.
It's so bad. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Maybe like a frog. It's giving me Leprechaun in the Hood vibes amateur sketch.
Yeah, it looks like a chess pawn with two broken toothpicks sticking out of the bottom of it. But with kneecaps.
It's horrible.
Not good. But MUFON got excited because what this Marine and his wife experienced was definitely a valid cryptid sighting.
Every cryptid sighting is valid.
But the thing that makes it more incredible is how closely it resembled the description of something perhaps a little bit more well-known, the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Bitch, that is not well-known. I don't know what the...
You don't know the Fresno Nightcrawlers are?
No!
Bitch, we gonna find out.
Like Fresno, California?
Yeah. These are, okay, these are they're affectionately called haunted pants. Which was my favorite description. I had this episode titled the Fresno Nightcrawler episode, and then I immediately switched it to haunted pants.
What the fuck?
And the Fresno Nightcrawler indeed matches what the couple claimed they saw in Carmel, Ohio. And seriously, the only way I can describe their silhouette is like, think of an all-white soccer ball, but with pants on.
It looks like...
It almost looks like a ninja. Remember when we did the ninja episode?
It literally does look like a ninja. I just looked up a picture of the Fresno Nightcrawler, and what I'm seeing here is trail cam footage, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we're going to get into the footage.
And it looks like it looks like, you know, when you wear
it looks like a soccer ball with like pants on.
With like when you wear sweatpants and you put them up to your shoulders and you put your arms inside.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
It's like that.
That's probably what it is.
It's like Peter Griffin, you know, that Family Guy thing where it's just like a head and legs. That's literally it. It's just like a very circular head with legs, but no features whatsoever. And while there have been other debated sightings about the Fresno Nightcrawlers, we do have two of the most infamous pieces of evidence, which are video recordings. There is a third that we're going to go into.
Chelsea, this literally looks like teenagers wearing sweatpants to their shoulders.
No, it fucking doesn't. The silhouette, maybe, but no, it fucking doesn't. No, I'm going to curb stomp you.
It literally like, or like, you know, when people were putting the fake heads, the styrofoam heads in on top of their head with a hoodie over it. Like, that's what it looks like.
Like,
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
Okay, the silhouette is weird, but we're gonna get into it. First of all, how dare you?
Oh my god. It's just like clearly someone in sweatpants.
You are diminishing. You're being very disrespectful
really
to the Fresno. Yes! This is like a really famous cryptid, and the fact that you've never heard of it before, frankly, is a little offensive. I'm offended. You've offended me in my own home somehow when you're not even here.
Okay, go ahead and try to convince me that
you're going to have to come correct.
These aren't sweatpants.
Okay, well, I worked really hard on this episode, Noelle.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to go into the footage.
I can't handle it. It's just
bitch. You're such a bitch.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, it's fine. I believe you. Let's go.
You've been a real cunt ever since your ears started to hurt. That's all I gotta say. So we're going to go into the footage from Yosemite National Park. But first, we're going to dive into where it got its namesake, the famous Fresno footage. And it is famous for those of you who know how to fucking read, Noelle. These night crawlers, albeit a little different from the caramel creature, are shorter in stature. They're about 4 feet high, and they don't really bend their knees at all. But it is their silhouette that really begs the question of whether or not these two cryptids could be related. So the Fresno Nightcrawlers made their first known appearance and were captured on camera on November 5th, 2007. Now, I tried to read up on what sort of place Fresno is, and maybe you can fill this in, Noelle, because all I could find were varying accounts from like the unemployment was 10.5% in 2017, but also they have really good taco and ramen trucks.
I would agree to that. Like, from what I remember about Fresno is that, like, because what else is it's like Clovis area? Yeah, it's in that weird spot of California where it's shitty. Like, it's not by anything. It's not by the coast. It's not by mountains. It's kind of like centrally locked. I think the closest thing to it is Bakersfield, which also sucks. It's just like shitty hot desert. Okay. But Fresno, I don't want to interpret, but I feel like I remember it not being like a cool place to be.
Yeah,
it's
from
not
what
like
I've
a
read,
cool place.
It's like chill in the sense that it's like in the like more less popular area of California, but shitty in the way that Evanston is shitty, where there's not much to it.
Yeah.
And if you're from Fresno, see if you get footage of the night crawlers. Regardless, taco trucks, ramen trucks, always good in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's better than like anything I have of Fresno.
Yeah. And I did do due diligence in a 2-second Google search. So
yeah. Really good. Yeah.
But regardless, in 2007, a family was awoken by the terrified barking of their outdoor dogs. And this frantic barking was something out of the norm for the beloved pets, and it eventually awoke the family patriarch. And instead of going outside, he simply stumbled over to his security monitors to see if he could identify exactly what was bothering his dog so badly. And lucky for us, unlucky for this guy. An earlier theft had led him to install the security system in the first place. And he wanted it to mostly monitor the family's lawn instead of like their entrances. I feel like a lot of security cameras like look at the garages and things like this, but these were pointed outwards towards the lawn. They weren't really in an area where they were super close together to their neighbors. Very like big lawn type neighborhood. And after staring at the monitor for a few minutes, the patriarch of the family was surprised to see two very non-human figures calmly moving across his lawn.
Okay, this image looks less like pants and looks more like a walking wishbone.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah. I hope you act a little bit more respectful for the rest of this.
Oh, this image is more captivating to me than the TikTok video I was looking at before.
How dare you? That's why I have to like include screenshots of like what I'm looking at, so that because I know you're gonna try to roast me, and I have to at least give myself this is like an emotional seatbelt. I'm like, no, yeah, they look like teenagers in that one, but look at this one. So he wasn't quite sure like what to do with the footage. He had a really rudimentary security system at the time, and he was afraid that if he rewound the footage, he wasn't familiar enough how to like stop the perpetual recording that it would do. So he didn't want it to like record over itself. So what he did was he took out his like big VHS camcorder and recorded his screen.
Oh, that's why it looks like this. That's why it looks like it was fucking filmed on the backup camera of a car. This is the grainy as shit.
So it's this guy who like doesn't know how to use the security system. He was told that if he rewound, like it would erase
also,
the
2007
footage.
And he has a VHS home camcorder?
Yeah.
What is he doing? Submitting content to like America's
They weren't
Funniest
very
Home Video?
financially well off, okay? But so he was recording the screen, and I don't know if his camcorder was VHS, but the security system was like a VHS system. And so that's why he was worried that if he rewound it, it would like continue to record because it constantly recorded. And they could he just didn't know how to use the
energy. It's just, your dad taking a picture of the computer screen and sending it to you, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
And honestly, like, had he not recorded it, this footage probably would have been lost forever. Like if he had not just filmed his screen.
Yeah.
And he went and woke up his brother and was freaking out. Like his whole like family and then like close family lived in the house, and his brother was kind of in the same boat. Like he did not know what the fuck they were looking at. The creatures seemed to be walking the way a bipedal person would. So like how a regular person walks. But their movements and relative location to the ground were very out of the uncanny valley. It didn't look like they had any knees that they really bent. And it almost like they were walking on the ground, but they were simultaneously like almost kind of gliding. Like, in Twilight, how the vampires walk and they like are walking, but their movement is so straight that it looks like that's like the vibe that I got when I was watching it. They were also walking on the grass without touching it.
You want to know a little sidebar of the uncanny valley? So there was someone online, speaking to the camera in the dead of night as you do, with just the phone's light glaring on your face at an unflattering angle. And they said, you know what I was just thinking about? The uncanny valley. What happened to us evolutionarily that made us all have that instinctual, innate?
We fucking talked about this last week.
What were we seeing?
Yeah.
Like, what did we as humans evolving have to see and deal with that made us have this sixth sense, which is the uncanny valley, where you look at something that's trying to pretend to be human and you go, that's not human though, I know.
Fears have to come from somewhere, or like any evolutionary trait. Why would there be an evolutionary fear or development that would make the uncanny valley a thing? It's very weird.
Yeah, which is the uncanny valley is just something that looks human, but it's not. There's something off about it that makes your brain go, that's not human. Don't think it is, because it's not. It's making you kind of freak out.
I still want to do like a full episode about uncanny valley. I just don't know how you do an episode about like things that look weird.
Yeah, it's just because, and it's hard to talk about because it's so instinctual.
Yeah, it's like, how do you talk about an instinct?
Yeah.
So confused, the dad sent his footage to his local Univision. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, like fellow whites, it's America's largest TV network, Spanish speaking TV.
Yeah. Also, speak for yourself. I was actually on Univision. They did a roller derby segment.
Oh, okay. Well, I was also on
it.
like the Davis local cable show for roller derby.
Mine's cooler. So when you speak about the whites, keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
I was on Univision.
Well, I
had
knew what the
pink
Fresno
hair.
Nightwalkers were. So
That's not a flex. Fresno sucks.
for some it is. For some it is a flex. And here's where so this guy brings it to Univision. Univision doesn't know what to do with it. So they hire a paranormal investigator named Victor Camacho. And he comes in.
Sweet fucking name.
Great name, right?
Victor Camacho?
He sounds
Wow.
He sounds like he's in like My Cousin Vinny. Like, who you gonna call? And they're like, I got the guy. Get Victor Camacho. And then that's him.
What is that accent? What was that?
I don't know.
Where are you going?
Oh my
with
God,
that?
I have a TBI, Noelle. Just deal with it. So Victor Camacho just lives the life I want. He's the host of Los Desvelados.
You're losing his last name. Camacho.
Camacho.
You were saying like
Camacho.
gazpacho.
Did I say despacho? Maybe I'm thinking of
gazpacho.
I'm like doing Gestapo with like with the Italian ice cream.
Gelato? Not even close. Not even
Fucking
close.
terrible. You know what? It's been a day.
Host.
Victor, I'm gonna call him Victor the rest of the episode, so it's fine. Host of Los Desvelados, or the Sleepless Ones. Victor is something of the Hispanic version of the Go to Hell podcast.
Wow.
Way more successful. He covers everything from aliens to the chupacabra. And according to paranorms.com, he even gives talks and presentations on behalf of the Mutual UFO Network. And fun fact, motherfucker, he studied communication at my alma mater, Weber State University.
Really?
Yeah.
In Utah?
Yeah. Up Ogden, Utah. This dude studied communications. I took one communications class at Weber State University, and it was fucking horrible, and I dropped it that day. Yeah. Look at me now. My glasses are crooked. I can't get them straight under my headphones.
Oh, he does a it's a YouTube series, and it's giving very early days of Alex Jones as far as the visuals, and it doesn't look like he's done anything since 2019, so hope that he's still in the streets. On him. Yeah, I hope he's still in the streets out here fucking giving it to the people.
I'll message him like I know him. Like, hey buddy, remember the Wildcats?
Yeah, a long time no see. Oh, nope, he's okay, I think. Last updated on February 28th, 2020. Oh no, we're in 2021. Ooh.
We'll check on him.
Ooh, could someone check on Victor Camacho?
Yeah, I'll apologize for mispronouncing his name, but I said the name of his Sleepless Ones thing.
Yeah.
I think correctly.
I think so.
And according to Victor, the patriarch of the Fresno family, whom he calls Jose, and I'm just going to keep calling him Jose. I couldn't find anything of like the name of them. Everybody who's reported this has like stayed pretty anonymous.
Yeah, as I would too if I saw a pair of sweatpants in my front yard.
Yeah, and we're just going to call the patriarch from now on Jose. So Jose told Victor that as soon as he saw what was going on with his surveillance monitors, he immediately woke up his brothers. And they looked out of the windows, and they couldn't actually see the Nightcrawlers anyway, but they were able to see like very small footprints where they would have been walking. And the family went on to live in fear after this incident. They hoped that Univision and Victor would be able to decipher what was going on in the footage and hopefully give them a worldly explanation. But that didn't happen. And instead, Univision kind of dropped the matter. They didn't release the footage. They weren't interested in like going into it further. But Victor continuously reached out to the family. And although Jose did agree to interviews where like it was just from the shoulders down, like he never showed his face, his palpable fear often got in the way of really gathering any more than what the family had already told Univision. They didn't go too much into their experience that night and like the subsequent fallout of fear that happened with them afterwards. So Victor did his due diligence in trying to interview neighbors to see if they had experienced anything similar, but none of them had been terrorized by the Nightcrawlers. Victor then tried to instead hire a team to see if they could recreate the footage and prove it to be fake. But this also proved to be a fruitless endeavor because both Victor and the team deemed that the footage was authentic, which just means that the footage was authentic. We still wouldn't be able to tell what the night crawlers were, but footage was real.
Also, shout out to Victor because I love that he's just like, yep, it's real. And he has no other credentials than that. And I respect that so much.
How can you respect Victor, but not me?
Because
are we not the same?
Not even a little bit. Because he just comes out of the gate and he goes, that's real. And you go, how do you know? What do you do? And he goes, you know? And you're like, okay. And then you are out here defending pants. You know, you're not even coming in saying like, this is real. This is undoctored footage. You just show up with pants and talk about them. You need to come in with like Victor with absolutely no credentials, no verification, no validation, just sheer confidence.
Oh my God. It's called nuance, Noelle.
Yes, this is undoctored.
No, I had to build. You got to build up. I just can't come in and go, listen, motherfuckers, Fresno Nightcrawlers are real, and then end the podcast.
And then you're like, because I know how to verify footage, and this is verified authentic footage, and then we would believe you like we believe Victor, but you didn't.
You wouldn't even know Victor if it wasn't for me. Victor and I go all the way back to our days stomping grounds at the old Wildcat game.
I would. Victor lives on in my heart, because I'm not sure if he's still around. And peace and love to him. He looks like the type of body type that wouldn't make it through the last 2 years.
Can't say that.
Peace and love though, because I know that he's a strong man with a strong will to verify things with no credentials to do so. Maybe he's a part of MUFON. I don't know. I think you just pay a fee and then you're like in MUFON. So
I think so. I think but MUFON's like very strict apparently. I don't know.
Victor's getting in though, for sure.
Yeah. MUFON wants to be in the Victor. Let's get that straight. Yeah. Victor doesn't need the MUFON.
That's it. That's it 1,000%.
And he went on with his investigation for years and he kept in contact with Jose that entire time. But unfortunately, after this sighting, Jose was involved in a car accident and died.
Oh, geez.
And his family, I don't want to say that they fell apart after his death, but they were no longer able to stay in that area. They had to move out of Fresno and essentially off the grid. Mm-hmm. No trace of where they went. Theories were like, but they potentially went back to South America, but because we can't find any record of them anymore in the United States. But very unfortunate. Good news is that Jose, before dying, gave Victor the literal only copy of the Fresno Nightcrawlers, and Victor, God bless him, put it on the internet for all of us to enjoy.
My man's king of YouTube.
And if it wasn't for Victor, we wouldn't have heard of this because Jose would have died. His family would have just wouldn't have done anything with the evidence because they were so terrified of it. And Univision never aired it. So there never would have been any record of this video. And Victor tried to dutifully keep on the Fresno Nightcrawlers trail, but without access to the family anymore, his investigation slowly died out because they were more so his route to the area and his route to the community there in Fresno. And without that, it just kind of was a fruitless endeavor at that point. And luckily, though, he has been very gracious with the footage, and a lot of higher, like bigger and more economically sound networks have gotten their hands on the footage, including the History Channel, who attempted to determine if the video was fake or doctored. And through all of their investigation of the footage since 2007, inconclusive. They are not able to determine if this has been faked and how it would have been done.
Okay.
Jump forward to 2011.
Perfect.
Where the Yosemite National Park Service, which is about 60-ish miles away from Fresno, so I would say that's like kind of a stone's throw. It's really not that far away.
I don't know what 60 miles looks like.
Well, it's like, 30 miles from Ogden to Salt Lake.
That's not a stone's throw, bitch. That's like 2.5 hours.
And then 30 miles from Ogden to Logan. So from Salt Lake to Logan is probably about 60 miles. It's probably like 2 hours or less. I think that's like a stone's throw. To go to a national park?
A stone's throw is down the street.
That's basically down the street.
That's not.
All right, well, I'm going to take you on a drive to Logan, and you're going to have a great time, and time will just pass by. We'll sit in silence, and we'll think about the Nightcrawlers. I keep wanting to say night walkers. I don't know why.
Night walkers, Night Stalker.
I think that's got to be it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Park Service of Yosemite National Park had been annoyed by like strings of recent vandalism. The fucking teenagers were out again and driving them just batshit crazy. So after begging and arguing about getting funding for a security system, they were finally gifted with a really shitty one.
Oh, good.
And happy with the progress, the park rangers installed the cameras and were excited to get to the bottom of who was responsible for the vandalism. And we know where this is going. First, they didn't catch the vandals. So if you're out there and you're responsible, fucking stop it. But they did catch two very distinctive night crawlers. What do you have to say about the National Park Service, Noelle? See that screenshot? I don't
trust those fuckers.
There's a mommy and a little baby one. This one's so cute.
That is interesting.
And let's jump forward again to 2017. This time a whopping 5,825 miles from Fresno in Poland. This is the least clear of the footage and the least investigated, I will say. But regardless, it does look like yet another Fresno Nightcrawler. And the most interesting thing about the Fresno Nightcrawlers to me are these three pieces of video evidence. Because with other cryptids, there are a lot of consistent hoaxes and consistent debunkings that go along with them. For example, whenever somebody claims to see Bigfoot or have caught Bigfoot, there's an immediate investigation where the carcass is dismissed. They're like, no, this is like an animal. Like this looks like a deer mixed with like a bobcat or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or even like any alien is like usually a weather balloon. But
speaking of, before we talk about Poland, this made me think, have you been hearing about the LA jetpack man?
Is that the one who's like flying next to airplanes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some breaking news for you.
Is he from Poland?
No.
Oh.
It was a fucking Jack Skellington balloon. Yeah. So there's all this like footage, amateur footage of what people were calling a jetpack man, because it was like a skinny, tall dude zooming around, flying by airplanes like all over near LAX, like in the city, and it was like being reported. And finally, I think it was like a news station got in their fucking helicopter to catch him and got just that crispy 4K, a fucking Jack Skellington balloon. Like
what science was sucking it towards the airplane?
Yeah.
Like, was it getting caught in like an airstream or something?
Yeah, I'm not. It's one of those balloons that like they're the full body.
Yeah.
Balloons, obviously. But yeah, I think it was like getting caught in like airstreams and taking a bit of a journey. But as of as of 6 days ago. Officially debunked as a Jack Skellington
Much
balloon.
money went into that investigation.
Dude, if we think about it too hard, we'll be upset. But it's like, when you see the amateur footage, you're like, oh shit, like, yeah, that's fucking creepy. And then you get the fucking, like, Channel 5 news copters footage on it, and you're like, that's a Jack Skellington balloon. That's a Jack Skellington balloon from the grocery store.
Oh my gosh. Somewhere out there, a Hot Topic goth is just like, shitting their way that their birthday Jack Skellington balloon is causing a ruckus.
Also, it was ABC7. Shout out ABC7 for probably saving the city so much money by identifying the balloon. Oh, anyway.
You know, they say true journalism doesn't exist anymore.
That's it.
When was the last time a journalist got in a helicopter to chase down a rocket man? These guys, that is the only missionary work that this podcast will endorse.
I agree.
Man.
Anyway, back to things usually being mistaken as weather balloons.
Look at other Jack Skellington balloons. I will say the Nightcrawler is easy to fake. There's not much to it.
The Nightcrawler is giving me Jack Skellington balloon energy.
But like somebody glued his neck immediately to his pants and cut off the rest of his torso. And there have been a lot of hoaxes from 2007 until now. But the thing with these 3 videos, primarily the Fresno footage, secondary the Yosemite footage, and finally the Poland footage, the video evidence, experts have tried to either recreate it, fake it, or explain it away, and they haven't had much luck. And I will say that when I first saw the footage, I did think it looked a little hoaxy.
Thank you.
And the reason why I think that it looks hoaxy is because it's so uncanny valley, where they look like Twilight vampires just gliding around while simultaneously walking. And their movement just looks fucking weird. I'm not used to things walking without bending knees. It was very like the cousin, like the little hand thing from Adam's Family, but even that had more movement in his little finger knuckles. But it wasn't until I actually began to read through expert analysis of the videos, primarily the stuff that Victor provided, that I really started to be like, oh, okay, so if experts can't fake the videos, then what are these videos showing? And some of the explanations, I will say, are the fucking worst. From thehumanexception.com, they have cataloged what quote unquote experts have dismissed the Fresno Nightwalkers as. So first explanation, it's a man wearing really big pants.
Wrong. It's 2 teenage girls wearing gray sweatpants up to their necks.
Up to their neck. It's pants being puppeted by wire. It's a bird.
No.
It's a deer standing upright.
No.
What the fuck? Just so everyone knows, by the way, deer are to the Fresno Nightwalkers like weather balloons are to Area 51. This is a popular fucking theory. If you look at these things, there is not 1 ounce of Fresno Nightwalkers that reads deer to me. Someone wearing big pants, yes. Deer, no.
No, never deer. Not even close to deer. Why would anyone? It's like, pick anything else. Like my explanation of it looking like a wishbone. A wishbone with pants on, walking around.
A wishbone somehow caught in the same jet stream that the Jack Skellington balloon was in and just gently gliding across the ground. I'll take that.
I would believe that.
I would believe it too.
If someone showed me the Jack Skellington jetpack man footage and then was like, that's probably a wishbone in the same airstream, I'd be like, perfect.
Get that fucking news crew in a helicopter.
Get ABC7 out here again.
Yeah, ABC7. Someone hashtag them. Or finally, it's a new species of primate with really, 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 really short arms.
Now we're just making things up.
A pussy that go up to the neck. I hate it.
Oh, shit.
I read all of the, like, sometimes you'll see an explanation where you're like, I can buy this. I would buy an explanation that was just like, we don't know. it's fucking CGI. But they all agree it's not CGI. So these are the shitty explanations that they come up with. Terrible. I'm furious.
Yeah.
And those explanations suck. But in my expert opinion, I think the Fresno Nightcrawlers can only be one of two things. First, and most likely in my opinion, is it's an alien or extraterrestrial being.
Okay.
Second, something straight out of native folklore. I don't know what that is, but something in the woods.
Okay.
And like we said, there have been many experts, all the way to puppeteers who have tried to like recreate very like sophisticated puppets that would mimic the movements of the Nightwalker to no avail. And the jury's still out on this mysterious cryptid. It is relatively young. It's actually only 2 years older than Slender Man, which came out in 2009.
Interesting.
So there's not very much evidence or sightings on these other than those 3 mysterious videos. If you see other videos out there or like cleared up images, those are not one of these 3 videos. So just make sure if you look them up, you're looking at the right ones. But I will say they do look fake. But then the experts say they're not fucking fake, and I'm not an expert, so I don't know. They just look really weird. But I love them. I typed this out in our episode notes. I love those goddamn ghost pants.
Yes.
I found the most wholesome fan art of them on Etsy, and I honestly think they are the only thing strong enough to scissor kick the fuck out of Mothman when he inevitably comes to give me a heart attack. But
that is some of the cutest art.
The shipping of the Fresno Nightwalkers and Mothman on Etsy is fucking adorable. Look at that.
That is the cutest thing in the entire world. They have the cutest drawing of the pants and the cutest drawing of Mothman and their little heart eyes at each other.
Oh. They're so fucking cute. I found like a plushie that's like $40. I want it so bad, but it's $40.
The pants as depicted, very cute. The pants are kind of adorable.
They're super cute, right? Look at this like little fuzzy Yeti thing. I want it so damn bad, but it's $40. I wonder if I can like cry my way into getting one.
Ew.
Look at how cute it is. It's a little fuzzy. Fuck you for saying
it looks stiff and hard. Like it's, do you know? It does. It does not look cuddly at all. It looks. She had to mute her mic because she's coughing. It looks like.
It looks. Look at this one then.
You know who this reminds me of?
It reminds me of that red beast from Looney Tunes.
The red Looney Tune guy.
What's that?
His name?
And he was Red Looney Tunes monster. It's like a very Gossamer.
What the fuck? That's his name?
Yeah, but with no arms. Gossamer.
That's what it looks like.
But with no arms, though.
No arms.
Gossamer has arms. I thought that had a very
because look at most of the time Gossamer is walking with them in.
Yeah. I'm gonna post it in the notes. This is the image I'm looking at. I'm going to post it in the notes. So that
this is the pants.
It's fucking Gossamer, but
yeah. And he was made in 1946. So explain that to me.
Yeah,
it's literally
Fresno.
him. I bet if they kept recording the pants, they would have arms pop out because when he's just walking around, he looks just like the pants.
Yeah.
Wow. Big revelation here.
Heard it here first. Can't wait for Netflix to do a fucking series on it.
Yeah,
Netflix,
dude.
Always up our shit.
Straight up. Straight the fuck up. Damn. Okay, interesting. That's what he is. Also, who the fuck would have thought his name is Gossamer?
I don't know. I thought it was something different. I thought it was like Fury or like.
I thought it was something different simple. Too. Maybe this is a Berenstein bear situation. You know?
Yeah. Now I'm just looking at all the cute like cryptid plushies on Etsy. I'm about to blow your mind with this Mothman.
I bet they're very cute. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I want this. I want all the Fresno Nightcrawler merch that's on Etsy, though.
Look like a bat, but I appreciate it. Okay, well, Also, while we're still here, I want to let you know that you can join MUFON for their basic plan is $5.89 per month or $59.88 per year.
Don't do that.
Join today at our basic level, and you will receive membership to MUFON, which includes our monthly e-journal, or upgrade, and we'll mail you a hard copy each month, and access to the members-only section of our website. Your membership includes official membership card, monthly MUFON e-journal, regular email updates, access to members-only section of the website, add-on for $29 annually for a hard copy of the MUFON journal mailed directly to you. Or you can go the enhanced plan, which is $9.99 per month or $119.88 a year. You get everything plus on-demand access to MUFON.tv, including the live stream of the 2021 MUFON meetup, I'm assuming, and an ebook of UFO Crash and the Third Kind, a detailed summary of the Len Stringfield files. Or you can go VIP for almost $300 a month, which comes with a fucking kit. And they just want to let you know that due to administrative issues, we are currently not accepting orders for VIP memberships from the EU and UK until further notice. So this is USA only, baby, and I guess Canada, and everywhere else that isn't EU or UK.
I would say instead of doing that, subscribe to our Patreon for $1, and then we will just bring you.
But we don't give them a MUFON hat, a MUFON neck and mouse.
I think MUFON has like nefarious beginnings.
A MUFON tumbler, a MUFON stylus pen and VIP member pen, a MUFON label pin, a MUFON iron-on patch, an alien on board decal and sticker, an official membership card with a lanyard, and of course, you know.
All right, not to rain on your parade.
What?
In April 2018, an article in Newsweek reported evidence of anti-immigrant, anti-trans, and anti-Muslim sentiments amongst MUFON officials and former MUFON state director John Venture, both of whom have publicly expressed racist and or anti-Semitic views.
You know, this comes as no surprise to me.
Why do all the conspiracy people have to come back to like anti-Semitism? It's been done, man. We're out here trying to convince people that fucking haunted pants can be cute, and you're trying to drag the conspiracy community down with your fucking bullshit.
I mean, we've been saying this forever. If you go far enough into conspiracy, it's just a circle. It's literally just the snake eating itself. You think you're going somewhere, just like, you know, your precious Antarctica. You go far enough into it and you hit that flat earth, what do you end up on? Nazis and Hitler and anti-Semitism. And it's just like it's honestly, it always comes back to it, and it sucks because I agree it is unoriginal. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys, let's grow up. But yeah, it's just, you dig far enough into a conspiracy, you will end up in anti-Semitism.
Drives me nuts, man.
It does drive me nuts as well. Anyway, that's basically that.
Yeah, so what do you think they are?
Pants.
Like haunted pants?
I would... Well, I haven't watched the footage yet. I've only seen the pictures. I bet I would feel a certain way if I watched the footage. But right now, I want to go with the theory that the same Airstream that perpetuated the Jack Skellington balloon is also what took hold of a pair of gray sweatpants in 2007.
I'm going to stamp a copyright sticker on that because we fucking came up with that here, and I'm tired of Netflix ripping us off.
Same.
So
same thing. So and you are of the opinion that it's an alien? Okay.
I am of the opinion that it is of an interdimensional cryptid, similar to how I would define a Bigfoot, but not necessarily like an alien coming down from space in a spaceship.
I feel like we haven't really ironed this part out yet, but you are of the opinion now that Bigfoot is an interdimensional time traveler?
Not not an interdimensional time traveler. I think more akin to an interdimensional being. I would put him in a similar tier to like Fae folk or like the missing 411 type stuff. Like
they blip in and out of our reality.
Yeah, the high strangeness. I would say that Bigfoot, Fresno, Nightcrawlers, high strangeness. Aliens, I would put in an interdimensional tier or like from space type thing.
Okay.
These, I think, more high strangeness.
Okay.
Weirdness.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
I need to come up with a better way how to define that. It makes sense in my head, but then when I describe it, I'm like, these all sound the same.
I mean, yes and no. I think like distinguishing between, maybe that's something for us to dig into, is the idea of cryptids not necessarily being like some sort of missing link, like how some people view Bigfoot, or like a dinosaur that made it, like how some people view Nessie. Not necessarily like through that lens, but more of, and not necessarily like a monster lens, but more of a like Star Trek version of reality, where like dimensions are and alternate realities are like overlaying each other, and sometimes we walk between them on to get to the other side of your reality. So they kind of just blip in and out, versus alien extraterrestrial, which you described is above us, you know what I mean, like it's
from
coming
space.
from space in, whereas like these interdimensional beings are on our flat plane as it's being overlapped with other realities. That sounds like absolute crackhead shit, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the most likely explanation.
I mean, in italics, but yes.
It's more likely than it just being a Jack Skellington balloon floating across the ground.
How dare you, because that
How dare you first! You came at me with Vaseline and razor blades, and I'm just fighting back.
ABC7 into this, okay?
You know
they
what?
did crack journalism that I have not seen.
I was being ignorant.
Since the Cold War.
Ignorant. I will pray for them daily.
Oh, fuck.
We should write them a letter. We should ad-lib them. Mad-lib a letter to them.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see how it works out.
Well, speaking of working out, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Wait. Hail Satan.
Oh, hail Ghost Pants.
That's fair.
Thank you. Now can we be done?
We can get out of here now.